There we go. All right. It is a Monday morning. It is December 5th. It's already December 5th. Oh my goodness. Um, we're talking about mindset today. So before I had to restart, I did ask everybody, I wanted you to put in the chat how you felt about Mondays before you were thriving. You can just pop that in chat. Your mindset is so important to absolutely everything that you do. And I speak from experience with not having a great mindset. Long ago, I was a very, very negative person. Kristen slept through Mondays. Amanda's ready for Fridays already. Yep. I was in a very bad place pre-thrive, mentally, emotionally, all of it. Had been through a ton of just crazy stuff, and was in a very dark place. And previous to that, like this was 2019, so previous to that, I had actually done a ton of work with mindset and like manifesting and personal development and personal growth. I had like magically found this coach that I was working with, very law of attraction kind of a thing. I wasn't looking for a coach and kind of happened upon her. It was very strange. And so I had done all this work even to grow from where I was even before that. I was a very, very, very negative person. I was that nasty person who corrects people's grammar on the internet because I was just so miserable that I needed to make other people miserable too. And everything kept getting worse as my mindset got worse, and the things I was consuming were affecting how I thought and the energy that I put out. And we have to be very, very careful what we're taking in and what we're putting out, and our own like negative thoughts. I still get negative thoughts. They're still there. Stuff happens, life happens, things in the world happen. And it's so, so easy to let it affect your own thoughts and let that like spiral completely out of control. And it's not easy to pull yourself back. So I know that we are on, it's Monday, and our news feeds, I don't know about your guys' news feed. My news feeds are full of I hate Mondays and I need a bunch of coffee and I need this. And everybody has already decided that Monday sucks. Like Monday has barely started. Now it's 10 a.m. here where I'm at, but I'm on Atlantic time. So I know like everyone else except for our newfies, they're on like, it's earlier for you guys. Monday's barely even started. And the people in my newsfeed have already decided that Monday sucks and it's going to be horrible and their week is going to drag out and all these kinds of things. And they are deciding before it even happens that that's what it's going to be like. So we got to flip that script right now. I know we're thrivers. We don't feel like that, right? How do you guys feel about Mondays now? As a thriver, do you wake up and dread Monday still? Are you still feeding into that, like from what people are talking about, what people are saying? I want you guys to tell me in the chat, because we decide if Monday sucks or not. Amanda Arbeth loves Mondays. Yes. Krista looks forward to Mondays, right? The kids go back to school. They're not as bad. Yes. Yeah. And I never really got that. I mean, maybe because it's that mindset is based on the, working a job you hate and the Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. And I've never really lived that life. So maybe that's why I never got the whole I hate Mondays thing. But you're making a decision to have a bad day, like before your day even starts. So yeah, new week, new goals. I love that, Krista. Yes, I like Mondays. Mondays is like, okay, it's the start of the week and we're going to get some shit done. And we have lots going on in our Thrive world right now. And it can be overwhelming. And we can fall into, especially December, we can fall into some not necessarily correct stories about what December means for us. So what are some negative thoughts that you guys have about December, about your business, maybe about family stuff, if you want to share that, those kind of things? Because I know previously I've been in this industry for a really long time. I'm not going to say how long, because then you'll know how old I am. But I've been in this industry for a really long time. And there are certain stories that we get told, from uplines or from, industry leaders or whatever, that tell us certain things about certain months or certain times of the year. And it's really easy to just believe them. And that absolutely fits into our mindset, because if you assume that the month is going to be a certain way, then that's how it's going to be. So you don't necessarily have to take the same mindset as what other people are saying. It actually really reminds me of the pineapple on pizza debate. Like, who actually likes pineapple on pizza? Because I do. But I had fallen into the pineapple doesn't belong on pizza trap, because that's what everybody was saying on the internet, right? Everybody on the internet is making jokes about pineapple on pizza and talking about how disgusting it is and how it's gross. And even though I had never actually tried it and didn't actually experience it and didn't have my own personal experience with that, I just went and took that idea and kind of ran with it for a while, because, oh, haha, it's so funny to think that pineapple on pizza is disgusting. However, I actually tried it and really liked it and thought it was really good. So I let someone else's mindset on something affect my mindset. And that is the same in our business. If you think something about a particular month or a particular season, maybe examine it for a minute. December is a really, really good month for growing and planting seeds and, sharing how you get through holidays with this product and with Thrive and feeling good, and the mood support, especially the mood support. We have 12 days of giveaways happening, starts today. And if you don't know how to use that, I don't know if anyone did like a full video or not. There's so many videos going on. I'm not gonna lie, I have stuff going on. I don't get to catch all the videos, but it's a really, really good tool to get your people to hear more stories about Thrive that have an account with you already, and that maybe they're on the fence, or people have been watching you and they don't even have an account yet. I got a brand new account yesterday from someone who's just been watching this entire time because they want to be in on the giveaways, and utilize those tools that you have. I don't know if the chat is working. Nobody has any preconceived notions about December. Great. I'm not going to tell you any then. I'm not going to tell you any of the preconceived notions that I've heard about December. If you guys don't know any already, then I'm not going to add that to your brain. Krista, are you here? I know you're here. Yeah, I know you just took Ray to school. Are you available? You're good? Okay, awesome. Because Krista and myself have both been working on flipping some mindset stuff. We've had a lot of life happen, and we've noticed, we were starting to get in some ruts, and we're like, well, what's missing? What are we not doing now that we were doing before? And how can we flip, a negative mindset and get back into a more positive mindset? So Krista so graciously said that she would share some of the things that she is doing to flip that script. And I was just waiting for her to get the kiddo off to school. So if you can unmute, there you are.
I'm good.
Excellent.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, y'all. Hey, good morning. Happy Monday. We were late dropping the kiddo off to school. Mom life. That's why I love my Thrive, because I can keep up with it. But yeah, so Melanie said that her topic today was mindset, and I was like, if you like, let's do this together then, because it's a journey. Like you have to learn what works for you, what self-development tools work for you, and then you have to be like, set those expectations for yourself that things are gonna happen in life. It's going to throw curveballs at you that you are not prepared for, right? Like things could be going really well. I'm just going to share just a teeny bit of my experience where things were going really well. I had open heart surgery last June and I hit 80K a month or so before I went in for my open heart surgery. And things were going really well. I recovered physically from that, but not mentally. I didn't realize that that was going to be an aspect of that. And then I lost rank, and just life was happening around me at home as well. So it was a whole bunch of factors that come into play. And that is just life, right? But that's why we have to stay diligent and vigilant in our self development and making sure that we are taking care of ourselves and filling our cups, whatever that looks like for you. Now, for me, I focused so much on, and I'm in recovery as well, coming up on 5 years. Oh my God. Free from the grips of my active addiction. And then I started this business a year into my recovery. So I'm just a baby adult, you know what I'm saying? I'm learning as I go. But a big thing I've had to learn to give myself grace, right? So in the beginning, I only did like self development was what built me in the beginning. I spent as a single mom. My daughter was super young when I started thriving and started promoting. She was just a baby in diapers. I don't even think she had teeth yet. And now she's in preschool and going. It's just insane, right? Time goes by so fast. But those first 2 years, like I just poured so much into self development, and then life started happening at home, and I put myself and my self development on the back burner. And in turn, my entire life started crumbling because I wasn't putting myself first. It's not selfish, it's self full. You fill your cup up and let that cup runneth over, and whatever runs over is for everybody else. But it is crucial to put yourself first, or you can't show up for your kids, your family, your team. You can't show up for anybody if you're not showing up for yourself first and foremost. So that's something that I've really had to get back into, is making sure that I am putting my self development first thing in the morning. Do I want to wake up an hour and a half before I have to wake my daughter up for school because that's super early? No, I definitely don't want to do that, but I know it is necessary. It is necessary for my mental health. It is necessary for my daughter to have a good day, because if I'm up, I've taken my 3 steps, I'm already feeling good, and I've already been filling my cup and feeding my mind the good stuff and taking the bad stuff out, the head trash out. So when I wake my daughter up for school, I'm in a good mood, and that's going to in turn make her in a good mood, and then she's going to go to school and have a good day because of that. So when we're pouring into ourselves, and that not only goes into with our kids or your families or whatever your circumstances, but just with anybody that you're interacting with during the day, right? We're in the relationship building business. So if we are taking care of ourselves and our mindset, it's going to carry into those conversations as we're building those relationships. So there's unlimited potential to taking care of yourself and your mindset. And as I'm coming back, because I did fall hard, like after my open heart surgery, and then I was in an abusive marriage that I don't share about very often because I haven't known how to share about it. And that was a part, like it was just a whole bunch. Life happens, and some of it's like the good, bad, and the ugly. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay because it's normal. It is normal to have ups and downs and ebbs and flows in your business. It is normal. Know that. And you just find joy in the process, find joy in the journey, because if you're stressing and anxious about getting to your destination, you're not going to be happy there either. If you learn to enjoy the journey, then that's where it's at. So that's where I've been the past few months, of like investing in myself again, and investing in my self development, and investing in that mindset shift, because I was at woe is me, like beating myself up for how could I let this happen? Like I was so far and I accomplished so much, and then I lost so much. Like, but that is life. That is business in general. But we just, if we're staying on top of that mindset shift, and taking care of ourselves, it's easier. It's easier to take
So,
care.
Krista,
Yeah.
what things do you find help you to flip the switch? Like if you're feeling, if you've got, negative, you get the head trash and you got negative thoughts and things are going on, what is your kind of go-to to be like when you realize like, okay, no, like my mindset is off.
Right.
I need to, like, what's the things that you go to make that shift happen?
So I really had to get honest with myself first and foremost. I had to know that like anything that's happening in my life that I do have control of in my circumstances, it's on me, right? I have to put the action behind it. I can consume as much self development tools as I want, but if I'm not putting action in behind it, then I'm not going to see results from it. So as I am working on this mindset shift, I had to get honest with what I want, what my goals are, what I want for my kids, what I want for my family, what I want out of this business, what I want to do to help other people, what I want other people to experience as they are joining me in this journey, whether it's a customer, a promoter, or just a friend supporting me, or whatever the case is. Um, Squirrel brain, sorry. But I had to get honest with that. So I had to double down on my belief system. So I have been consuming. It's totally okay to consume content and self development tools, but don't get stuck in consumption. You have to put action behind the things that you are learning. So that's where I'm at now. I'm putting that action in. I've done months and months of just consumption, and now I'm putting the action in behind it. And it has made the world of difference because my circumstances still aren't the best, right? They really aren't. But I feel better because I am focusing on my belief and building that belief system because I know I love Lavelle. It has changed my life. I mean, more than I could have ever imagined. Still, like even with losing, I still have a car to drive, and that is huge as a single mom. So I have to make sure that I am realizing the things that I've accomplished thus far, right? And not focusing on the things that I messed up at or I've lost or whatever, but focusing on the things that I have accomplished and giving myself grace, and then putting action in to change my circumstances. So I do consume from other leaders or people that inspire me and see what they're doing. But really right now what I'm focused on is belief and finding that I know that I believe in Thrive, and I know that I believe in Lavelle, this opportunity, because it's changed my life. So that's what I'm doing. I'm taking that belief and doing it scared, because I know that all of us have had that time where we're scared to share. We're scared to share about the business opportunity. We're scared to share about whatever. But if we believe in it, we take these products every day. So there's somebody else out there that needs it just as much as we needed it. So that's what we have to do. We do it scared until it's not scary anymore. It just becomes habit. And then that belief system grows. So that's how I'm changing my mindset right now, is that I have to grow that belief system and then put my action behind it and share it. Share that belief, because that's what's going to attract people as well. They're going to see how much you believe in this and how much you stand behind it, and that you aren't going to shut your mouth about it because you know that there's somebody else out there that needs this just as much as you do. And then just standing behind it 10,000%, right? And I research things that are going to help me with my anxiety, that are going to help me with my depression, my mental health side of it, and like healthy coping mechanisms, and la di da di da. Yeah, I just
Especially right
research. But
now,
what
this season, if you live in a place that is wintry,
Yeah.
it's dark most of the day. It's cold, this time of the year is tough for a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. And it's really easy to get sucked into that. And I love what you're saying about like the belief and believing, in this product and in this business. And that goes back to what I said before about what you are consuming. If you're scrolling your social media and you're seeing a bunch of negativity about this industry or about, what we're doing, get rid of that. Block them, snooze them, whatever it is. And that was a hard thing that I had to learn. because I know so many times we're like, oh, you shouldn't get rid of that person. Maybe they're a potential, down the line someday, maybe they'll change their mind. Maybe they'll be interested in this. You know what? Screw it. Just get rid of them. They don't need to be here. And you know what? It doesn't matter if they're your family or not. You do not need to be friends with your family on social media. Just giving you permission to, like, you can just make them go away if they are not helping how you feel and how your mind is and the positivity in your life. You can mute them, snooze them, restrict them. There's all kinds of settings in Facebook you can do if you don't want to actually unfriend them or block them. There's all kinds of things you can do to make sure they're not in your news feed and that you're not seeing their negativity. Because all that stuff that you consume, that goes into your brain whether you realize it or not. And that includes the news, that includes stuff on social media, that includes what are you watching on YouTube, what are you watching on TV, even what music you're listening to, and especially music. So music is my go-to. I have a Raise My Vibes playlist on my Spotify that is specifically the words, the upbeat of it, like all the music on that list is specifically chosen to raise my vibrations and make me feel good and make me feel powerful in what I do and in this business and in my life. And that's my go-to. And I put the headphones on and I crank it so loud I can't hear anybody because that's what I need. But pay attention to even the songs that you're listening to. What are the words saying? What are the lyrics saying? What are they talking about? Because that's the stuff that's going into your brain and that's what you're feeding into your mind. And if you're listening to, songs about cheating husbands and, bullshit, that negativity is seeping into your brain, even if it's a banger. Like,
Yeah.
even if that song is
And
a
if
banger, whatever they're talking about, that's going in here. Especially music. Our brains, it accesses a different part of our brain, and your brain takes music in such a different way. And when you're scrolling and you're listening to, TikToks, especially now, video is really big in social media, or TikToks and our reels and all that kind of stuff. And if you're constantly consuming negative sound bites and negative, little reels and clips and all that kind of stuff, that is all seeping in to how you feel and how you think. And recently I noticed this just for myself. There's a lot of, the world is on fire. Let's not lie, the world is on fire. And lately my newsfeed has been very full of a lot of people in bad situations, a lot of people who are complaining, a lot of news articles. And I realized, I'm like, oh my God, like I was feeling really angry about a lot of stuff. And I realized that was why. I'm like, that's what I am consuming right now. I'm consuming articles telling me that my generation is lazy, telling me how horrible we are, and telling me, how you should cancel your Disney Plus because that's why you can't get ahead in life. And I'm like, that is absolute garbage. And why am I even looking at these? Why am I reading them? So I'm not clicking on them anymore. They're Facebook ads a lot of the time. I'm scrolling by. I'm like, nope, we're not doing that today. We're not listening to that. We're not reading it. We're not going to watch it. We're not going to have anything to do with any of that crap. Yes, Amanda, you can determine what is in your newsfeed. You can tell Facebook, I don't want to see things like this anymore. And you can actually control what you're seeing. So definitely take control of what you're consuming and take control of your newsfeed. And if it's people, snooze them. You can mute them for 30 days. You can put them on a restricted list. There's all kinds of stuff that you can do with your Facebook. Same with your Instagram. I started unfollowing people that were making me feel like crap, whether that was through comparison or that was through like what they were sharing was negative. We're just cleaning a house. We're just getting rid of them, right? Just check the chat. Just make sure I didn't miss anything else here. Crystal, yeah. Struggling with having family being so negative. Oh my goodness. Listen, nobody makes it to the top of this company because their family supported them. Your family, it's like, even if you were a freaking celebrity, if you ever watch like any people like who are celebrities and they ask about like, oh, what does your family think about what you do? Or, how do your siblings feel about whatever? They all think they're ridiculous. Like they're too close to it, right? Your family's not going to be the ones to support you especially not in the beginning, they are going to think you're insane. But think of anybody who's ever done anything amazing. People who are, working on inventing like the light bulb. Do you think people thought that he was, oh, you're onto something, I really support you? No, they thought they were insane. Like all the people that we now think are like great people in history who made all these big strides to get us to where we're at technology wise and all that kind of stuff, the people around them thought they were nuts,
I
because
want
most
to
people want to be comfortable, right? Yes, Krista,
I
go
want
ahead.
to exactly. It Most people, well, especially family, right? They put you in a box because they know you. They're too close to you, so they put you in a box. So, and then, I mean, it could be out of love as well. Like they want you to succeed. They want you to do something more realistic or reasonable or whatever. But it's a lot of the time that they're projecting their own fears onto you, that they haven't been able to step outside of their comfort zone to chase their own dreams, right? So do your best to, that's a part of self-development too. That's a part of making that mindset shift, is trying your best to block it out in the, I mean, if you can do it in the healthiest way possible, have that conversation, be like, this is really what I want to do, so please, like, if you can't support me, just, don't say anything at all, because this is what I'm going to do regardless, and I'm going to change my life. So hopefully it goes over well, but if it doesn't, like, you are important. Nobody is going to fight for your dreams and your goals harder than you will. Nobody is coming to make you do anything. Nobody is coming to save you. It's on you to put in the action, right? So it's just that it's a huge part of self-development and learning that confidence and boundaries, and learning to say no to certain things and certain people and certain situations. But beginning really confident within yourself that you can do this and you will do this and you're going to do whatever it takes to get there, in the best way possible for everyone involved. And so there was something else I was going to say to that, but like, yeah, just you focus on you do what you need to do for you. Nobody else's opinion about it matters. Only yours does. If you believe, if you have that belief system in Thrive and in Lavelle and what the network marketing in general can do for your life, then fucking go do it. I had to drop an F-bomb there because I started this and I didn't have family. Okay. My Thrive people are my chosen family, and I did it alone. And it was hard. Yeah, it was hard, but I found strangers on the internet that are now my family and my best friends that I will have for life, whether they stay with us or our lives like change, but like we are connected and our lives are intertwined forever. A stranger on the internet will support you quicker and harder than somebody that knows you, right? That your family or your close friends or whatever. So you just keep doing you. That's my point. You just keep doing you and you set those boundaries for you and you keep pushing forward. You keep feeding yourself knowledge through self development, whatever that looks like for you, podcasts, books. I was just listening to a Mel Robbins podcast and a Kristen Boss podcast on the way to drop my daughter off at school. And when I pull out of here, I'm going to continue those podcasts. And just like Melanie said, the music that you consume, the content that you consume really does subconsciously seep into your brain, and then before you know it, you're believing the things that are being said. So yeah, do I want to be jamming out to some gangster rap right now? Hell yeah, because it's like makes me vibe. But I also know that if I want to reach my goals and if I want to have that mindset shift and if I want to live a positive, joyful life and enjoy the process of rebuilding and growing, then I have to do things like this. It's not necessarily, but I love it now. It's become a habit and I love feeding my mind. That's where you have to just start. You have to just start, and then it becomes a habit, and then you fall in love with it. You fall in love with investing in yourself and investing in your mind, because then in turn, if you are making this a business, if you are a business woman, man, whatever, and you have long-term goals for this, I don't know why my brain just does that, but if that's what your goal is for the long term, then you just have to, there was something there I was going to say after that, but like you just have to invest. You have to invest in yourself and in your mind and fall in love with that. And you will, I promise you, the more that you do it, the more that you're going to find what works for you, and find your flow in this through the ups and downs and the ebbs and flows of life and business. That will always have your back. That will always have your back. You can turn on, and something I heard, I think it was Chastity that had suggested this, that if somebody's in her inbox or if she sees something negative online, even however, if somebody messaged her with a 5 minute clip just bitching and full of negativity, she doubles that and takes 10 minutes to pour back something positive. And that's something that I adopted as well. So if somebody's bringing something negative to me, or if I hear something negative, it was a 30-minute something that was on TV or whatever, then I'm going to take an hour and I'm going to refocus and fill my brain and my body full of those good vibes, that positivity, so I can get back on the right track, so I can continue putting action into my business. So yeah, that's just, I mean, that
That's
is,
so smart, especially the time. Like it
yeah,
takes so much, it takes less negativity to like seep in than for the positivity to take over. You doubling it. That's really, really smart.
love
I
it.
did want to ask you, you said Mel Robbins, you said Kristen Boss. Is there anyone else that you find that really helps, like to listen to their stuff, that really kind of inspires you, or that is just really aligned with like what we're doing?
Um, okay, so it's mostly Kristen Boss as far as network marketing. I align with her goals of, it's not like how quick you get there, but how you get there, and aligning with your values and being there to serve people. If you're leading with a servant heart and that kind of thing, like I just align with her, and like anti-hustle mentality, not anti-hard work. Do not get it confused. We aren't anti-hard work, but the anti-hustle of like, you got to send all these cold messages and burn yourself out. Like you can find your flow and see success. You can be a genuine human being and see success, and you can teach that as a leader. You can teach that to your team as well. So Kristen Boss is like my main person, and Mel Robbins is my person just for life coaching, right? She is absolutely amazing, and I love that all her stuff is like scientifically backed up, and she does brain science and all that kind of stuff. That is my schniz. There's one more person that I do follow, but it's also a little bit political, so I'm not going to share that. But it is self-development stuff. But just fine. You can just
Can I share
Google.
that I follow really quick?
Yes, Amanda. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know I'm in the park right now. I'm in my bedroom my son has the flu, so I'm trying to be quiet so we can sleep. But No Shame Sales Game on IG. She aligns with us like unbelievably. And Katie Muntz, I swear I see her love everything that woman posts. She actually sells a lot of different with the different companies, but she's also a coach. But she talks about unicorn tears. Like she never talks about what she sells directly, but she does talk about the importance of connecting with people and not treating them as a sale. And she will definitely like put you in your place. Like you don't think of things that you may say or think to yourself, and she will be like, "No, ma'am, that is not how we're doing this today." And I just love her, so I recommend everybody follow her. It's No Shame Sales Game, and I think she's the CEO of DSGCC, which is direct sales something. But you can sign up with her.
Can you type that into the chat so people
Yeah.
can see, please? I know that you've recommended me to, heard of me before, but I need to follow her. And there's one more person before I forget. I'm Boss Lee. She is with a different company, but she also does coaching for network marketing. And her content is generalized for network marketers, right? So she's not trying to like recruit you to another company or anything, but her content is fire. We have a lot of top leaders in this company that follow Boss Lee. I think it's at I'm Bossly. But she is a powerhouse, man. She is a powerhouse. She has no shame. She is just a boss. Bossly right there. So that's a really good one as well to follow. So those are my personal top three is Kristen Boss, Mel Robinson, Bossly. And
Yeah,
I'm now
I like the no shame sales game because she's not with Lavelle either, right? Like she's literally trying to help you network market in a human way. Like treat these people like humans, which a lot of companies do not. And that's what makes us different is that we do. And it's really important that we do that because we tell people that's what makes us different. So our actions need to show that. Super important. So
yes.
follow her because she is a truth Obama.
I love my team here. We all
Thank
be
you
on
guys. Thank you for that.
the same vision here.
Does anyone have anything that they want to add or ask about? We're gonna get this closed up here soon. I didn't want it to go too long.
Yeah, I gotta get on the road, but I appreciate you having me on. And yes, please, if anybody has any questions, please ask. But do yourself a favor today and just kind of research if you haven't been consuming like coaches or self-development stuff or whatever. Do yourself a favor today and do little snippets from different people and see what aligns with you, because what works for us might not work for you, right? It might not align with your stuff. So do yourself a favor today. If you're not up in your self-development like you maybe should be, then do yourself a favor today, find your people or just start experimenting with different people, see who aligns with you, and then put it into action. You can consume as much content as you like. You can consume all the content. You can spend all day consuming all the content, but it's not going to matter if you're not putting action behind it. And so that's where I was for a really long time over the summer, as I was consuming. And I'm like, I'm going to wait until I feel better mentally to like put it into action. And in some cases in my life I had to do that, but I should have been putting action in way before now. But over the past 2 months, I've been putting that action in, and I'm telling you, my life is so much better. And I'm not talking about financially, I'm not talking about like growing and re-ranking and all those things, but I'm talking about internally, because that's where we have to feel good first, because we want this to be a joyful business. It should be. This is a place where we can have fun and excitement and enjoy the journey no matter where you're at. If you're just starting, if you're restarting, if you're rebuilding from the bottom, if you've lost rank or whatever your story is, like it's never too late. It's never too late. And that's the beautiful thing about this business, is that we can pick it up again at any point in time. And you want to feel good in what we're doing. If you want this for the long term and you want those long-term goals to come to fruition, if you want that residual income, if you want to help other people attain residual income, and you want them to stay, and you want it to stick, and you want it to be sustainable, then you want to create an environment that is joyful, that is encouraging, that is supportive. And that all starts with you leading by example and showing people how to do that by taking out their head trash and not basing we are in sales. That's just the reality of it. And so when we're going into these conversations, we need to make sure that we're taking out that head trash and focusing on our self-development first thing in the morning before we start having conversations, right? Before we even have conversations, because we're not basing who we are off of a conversation. If they say no, not right now, like whatever their response is, that's it. It's just a no. That's fine. And we're going to move on. It doesn't mean that we're good at this. It doesn't mean we're bad at this. It doesn't mean that we're worth more or less. Like, that's where self-development comes in, is that you build that confidence and belief system within yourself that you can go into a conversation confident in what you're presenting with these products and with this business. And whether it's their time, maybe it's not their time yet, and they have other things that they need to do or whatever, but then we move on to the next, and we are still okay after that conversation. It's another reason why self-development is so important. So do yourself a favor. I feel so good inside right now, even with my circumstances are not ideal and it has been hard, but as I am investing in my self-development and that mindset shift, I feel so much lighter. I feel so much better. I feel so much more hopeful. And I am like up in my team. Like they're probably getting, I'm probably getting on their nerves now because I'm like, now I'm ready. Like, let's go. They're like, oh, now you're ready to go. I'm like, well, I had some things to do. You know what I'm saying? But let's go. Let's go.
Nah, it's good. It's good. We like it. It's important. It's awesome. We love it. All right. Thank you so much for coming on with me today. I know you had morning routine stuff to do, and thank you for everybody who came and joined us. I am going to turn off the recording before I forget.
Have a good